Chapter 46. The temperature drops and the desert gets cold. As we walk, I can hear Nene complaining of how he's tired now, and Nisla telling him to keep walking, and she struggles to keep up with Gancho's pace. Is it just me, or is he walking faster tonight than last night? Alvaro picks up Nene and carries him, sets him down, carries him again, his breath coming harder and faster. I hear Nislas tell Alvaro not to strain his heart, that the walking is already too much strain. And then I watch Nene climb on her back again, and Nisla securing the scarf around him. My mind flashes with the memory of the baby that lived inside me. I can almost feel the weight of him in my arms. Gancho slows down, only a little as she does. At this, and then they hurry. They have to hurry to catch up again. And even with all this, Nisla, Alfredo, and Nene are ahead of us. You have to walk faster, I urge Pulga. We are at the back of the group again. Please, Pulga, I beg, as he takes slow steps, barely looking up, not noticing the gap that is growing between them and us. They won't wait. Anchelene ganes, Alvaro calls back to us, trying to motivate us to walk faster. But Pulga doesn't seem to hear anyone or anything. We walk and I keep my sights on Nisla and Alvaro, urging Pulga to walk faster over and over again. My skin scrapes against the inside of my shoe, full of dirt from forming more blisters. My back aches from the water in my backpack. My head aches from straining to see the figures of Nisla and Alvaro and Nana in the dark. They get farther ahead, and I pull Pulga along until we catch up, over and over again, for 10 hours, then 8 for 1 more hour, until the sky begins to lighten, until another night feels like another miracle, and fatigue and irritation are once again replaced with hope. Gancho looks at me and Pulga as we slide into the small man-made shelter we barely fit in, built of brush and rocks tucked into a dip in the earth. You're walking too slow, he says. Then he looks at Pulga. Your hermanito, there doesn't look too good, he whispers. None of us look too good. Alvaredo's face is red and abnormally glossy, even with the dirt on it, and it's going to pop. Nislas looks half dead, and the two boys, the strongest ones of us, look exhausted as also. You'll be okay, I tell Gancho as he wets a t-shirt with some water and puts it on his own head. Pulga's eyes are only half open, and he looks ashy and gray, almost as gray as Chico did in his coffin. The thought startles me so fiercely, and I quickly get a protein bar out of my backpack. Here, I tell him, breaking the bar up in little pieces and feeding it to him. Even though he barely opens his mouth, the smell of tuna and powdery iron and metal fills in the small area and makes me nauseated. But I eat the protein bar too, and force myself to eat a can of tuna. I scoop some tuna on my fingers and put it in Pulga's mouth. He gags, and then vomits the protein bar and the bit of water he has. Gancho stares at us, tells me to scoop up the vomit and take it out of the small structure. I reach for the warm vomit, scoop it up, trying not to look at it, and fling it outside. I wipe my hands on the dirt, and then on the dirt-encrusted pants, but still the smell lingers in the air, on Pulga and on me. This space is too small to hold all of us. We can smell each other, and our hot breath makes it even harder to breathe. As the air gets hotter and hotter, with the sun rising overhead, Nene whines about the smell, but even he has no strength to do it more, flopped like a little brown rag doll between his parents. I feed Pulga another protein bar, even as he shakes his head. I keep putting small bits in his mouth, piece after piece, until it is all gone. One more night, I whisper to Pulga. Hold on, just one more night. The stuffiness in the shelter becomes unbearable as the day wears on. We sleep, and I don't think any of us would be surprised if one of us didn't wake. It feels like being in an oven, and with each minute that passes, even just breathing takes such strength. Get rest, Gancho says. Tonight is more walking. I close my eyes and try to sleep, but every few minutes I wake to the sound of Pulga's breathing. He's taking these deep, spastic breaths that sound terrible and ominous and loud in his small space. It sounds like death. I fall in and out of sleep to those sounds. When they stop, I open my eyes and make sure he's alive. When They start up again. I worry they are Pulga's last breaths until finally the heat subsides and night begins to fall. Gancho looks out of the shelter. Get ready, he says, pulling on his backpack. Okay, Pulga, let's go. But he won't open his eyes. I touch him, and his skin feels clammy. Don't do this, I whisper as everyone begins to slide out of the shelter. Come on, come on. I shake him, and his eyes open, and I breathe. It's time. I tell him, grabbing his backpack, but Pulga doesn't move. I said, let's go, Gancho says, looking over at us. The whole group is looking over at us. Nisla looks better. The brothers look better. Even Alvaro looks less waxy and shiny. We're coming, I yelled back. Pulga, let's go. I try to keep my voice steady, try to sound firm. He stares at me, and then, ever so slightly, I see him shake his head no. We have to go now. I grab my water and pour some into his mouth. He lets it dribble out. Please, Pulga, don't do this. Gancho shakes his head. Comes to the small opening again. Half of the body is out, and the other half is grabbing onto Pulga, trying to pull him along, but I can feel the way he pulls back, actually resisting me. I stare back at him. Why are you doing this? I whisper, but even as he looks right into my eyes, it's like he's not there. Pulga is gone. Gancho leads down, looks at Pulga. Well, what's up? Te vas a venir o qué? Again, Pulga shakes his head, ever so slightly no. He's not coming. Okay, muchacho, that's your choice, Gancho says, shrugging. He looks at me. And your amigo, because we're not waiting, and you either go with us or stay. Alvaro leans down and tries to persuade Pulga, and Isla next to him. But nothing registers with Pulga. No word, no plea. He just stares. I just have to give him some water, that's all, I say, grabbing another bottle. Gancho takes off his hat, wipes his forehead, and shakes his head again. No, amigo, that's not just dehydration you see there, Gancho says. That's him giving up. What are you saying? I ask, sitting outside and the shelter, now looking at Gancho. Out the whole of the group, the two brothers look at me with pity, but don't say anything. Nisla holds Nene close. Alvaro looks in at Pulga, still speaking to him softly. Gancho shakes his head. I'm saying your brother is not going to make it, and you have a tough choice to make. I shake my head, and the world feels like it's spinning, like my head is going to burst. No, I say. We can carry him. I look at the two brothers at Alvaro. Between all of us, we can do it. Please, whoever carries him will lose time. Gancho cuts in. And strength, and they will dehydrate quicker. Mira, lo siento, but those are the facts, he says, looking at the brothers at Alvaro. It's everyone for themselves out here. That's just the way it is. But I can't leave him out here. Please, I'm begging you. Please don't leave us, I say, looking at each of them, trying to catch their gaze. But they all look down or away. My heart feels like it's in a free fall. A new kind of feel of desperation grips me as I realize they are going to leave us here. Please, Nisla's eyes fills with tears. The brothers both look away. Alvaro wipes his eyes. Please, please, I can't leave him. Don't leave us. I'm sobbing. The coyote looks remorseful. But still, the next words that come out of his mouth break me. Vámonos, he tells the group, and begins walking. Ay, Diaz, Nisla says, staring at me, trying not to cry. Forgive me, please. Look at my son. I look at Nene through tears. He's staring back at me with sad, tired eyes. I have to keep going, Nisla says. For him, you understand. Perdóname, she says, and turns to Alfredo. Vámonos, she says. Alfredo takes a deep breath and nods. He closes his eyes and says a prayer before making the sign of the cross on my forehead. Que Dios los guarde, he says. Please, I say, as they begin walking away, one by one. Please. The brothers look at me. Here. One of them says, opening his backpack and grabbing a few more protein bars and his bottle of water. You take this. We'll pray for you. He puts his hand on my shoulder. Perdón, hermano, he says. His brother says nothing, but looks sorry as they both hurry to catch up with Gancho. Pulga is sitting in the little structure. I grab on him, pull with him with all my strength, but he won't budge. The group gets farther and farther away, smaller and smaller as the night falls, and with each step they take, I am filled with more and more fear. This can't be happening. This isn't how it's supposed to go. Please, please. And one of the brothers looked back, I think. I can hardly see them, and then suddenly they disappear, and I can't see any of their silhouettes anymore. Please, I whispered to Pulga, my tears coming faster, my nose running. We have to make it, I yell at him, even as I realize no, we don't. No, we don't, and this is it. This is it. This is how we're going to die.